Well, they look awesome when you live in Denmark. They're very pretty, of course. It's like beautiful sand and beautiful water. But I also visited the Playa Delfines, which is a blue flag beach, and it's really good. It's very, very good. They did a great job, so I'm really proud of them. And yeah, like I wish the weather was nicer so I could just go and enjoy it like a real tourist.
Yeah, the Mexican beaches are very good. I was here last year doing a mentor visit here and see at least one that has actually become a blue flag beach. I can see the improvement in the infrastructure, but the beaches themselves are beautiful. Beautiful, clear water, nice clean sand, very, very nice.
Well, I think that, you started not even a year ago and you already have 5 beaches, so it's great. Usually it takes 1, 2, 3 years to implement the program. So I'm not worried for the future of Blue Flag in Mexico. I know you already have beaches that are interested to join the program, and I'm sure that you'll have a nice and steady growth. So yeah, it's a great job.
Well, I think it's only been going for 1 year, so it's very new. But already you have 5 beaches. And when I was here last year, we went to the west coast as well, close to Acapulco, and looked at beaches there. And I think there's potential here for a very large number of beaches. Mexico has a very big coastline, east coast and west coast, and I think that it could end up in the future with hundreds of blue flag beaches.
Mexico was selected as host of the International Encounter of Blue Flag Certification Operators for 2013, and since its designation, the entire staff of ProNatura National Operator in Mexico program worked hard reviewing every detail in the organization of the event to offer all guests the warmest welcome and comfortable stay. One by one, the representatives of 35 countries were welcomed as a part of the National Operators Meeting, or NOM for its acronym in English, in order to discuss and share their experiences over the last year and for a strict review of the blue flag criteria to be updated. With a welcome cocktail in the evening, the guests enjoyed the beautiful view and the distinctive rewarding hot weather of Cancun, Quintana Roo, one of the most beautiful tourist destinations in Mexico. This relaxation time was also ideal for attendees to greet their teammates and share their expectations of the international meeting, which was just about to begin. In order to start the first official day of activities, national operators held their attendance record, where they received the handout that would require, as well as some gifts and event sponsors. At 10 o'clock took place the first official opening of the event, which was attended by Presidium members, representatives of local, state, and federal authorities in the field of tourism and environment, as well as members of organizations civil society as ProNatura Mexico and Sophie Batchett, Blue Flag International Coordinator, and Malcolm Powell, President of the International Blue Flag Jury, who thanked the attendees for the reception and interest in participating together to make the beaches of Mexico worldwide recognized for their beauty and sustainability initiatives. Later, Roberto Borge, Governor of the state of Quintana Roo, inaugurated the Blue Flag International Encounter, Cancun 2013, which proceeded to the presentation of conferences and workshops for the participants of the International Encounter. During the 2-day session, the national operators worked in the orientation for new members to specify and reinforce the implementation process of certification on the beaches and marinas. They emphasized the importance of strengthening and complementing the criteria that aim to facilitate access to the beach and the sea-handicapped visitors. The lectures of most experienced countries were rich success stories that mark the solutions are often the most viable of being replicated in other countries to facilitate the implementation of criteria. It was also important for the attendees to receive feedback, with proposals to improve the image and projection of the program through new communication technologies, from which emerged proposals such as the opportunity to open and develop an application with Green Key program, information that complements the existing Blue Flag, generate monthly materials for electronic submissions and illustrative videos, both local efforts of each national operator, and integrate them into a global campaign. Furthermore, it was proposed an feasibility analysis of the creation of criteria and even a distinct operation that guarantees tourist boats for whale watching practices. Punctually, by the end of the day, there was an exchange of opinions, doubts, and agreements. The next points were set. Do not make management programs become bureaucratic. Focus the goals of environmental education programs. Maintain the quality of the program on the number of certified beaches. Foundation for Environmental Education, FEE, needs to provide more support to the program staff. Due to the increase of the operation, one person is not enough to meet all management and advisory matters. The national jury must be very strict in the application of compliance with the criteria. Conduct more international monitoring visits by the FEE. People need to be more creative to keep the certified beaches and attract new prospects. It is suggested to organize more national operators meetings and not waiting for the yearly one, opening the opportunity to visit other countries to exchange experiences between the closed countries. Pay more attention when working with some sponsors who only intend to take advantage of the name and prestige of Blue Flag to promote their brands. Find international alliances between FEE and environmental experts. For example, in Toronto, we are looking to partnership with Pan American Games in 2015 to implement the Blue Flag criteria in the events facilities. Seek partnerships between FEE and international health organizations. Operators must remain as beach certifying leaders and strengthen communication campaigns with local programs. The activities planned for national operators were officially concluded after days of intense work, feedback, and learning. We are happy because we have reached with great satisfaction agreements on the proposed goals that are going to be evaluated in 2014. Finally, as one of the most prominent agreements of all, was the election of the next host of the National Operators Meeting 2014, which was granted to Greece. In order to expand the learning and satisfaction of the guests at the meeting in Mexico, Pronatura made a number of additional activities, such as the Environmental Education Day, which was attended by 100 students from primary schools, Huitláhuac and San Patricio from Cancun. Some of the activities were puppet shows, art workshops, traditional games, and exhibitions, where the national operators would know how it is carried out in Mexico, the environmental education programs implemented as a part of the criteria for Blue Flag beaches, as well as to participate and interact with children in Mexico. At the end of the activity, all national operators were moved to Playa del Fines, one of the top 5 beaches in receiving the Blue Flag Award in Mexico. Since their arrival, they were able to recognize the optimal site conditions and compliance with the criteria required from the program. There happened one of the most memorable and beloved moments of all participants when they received their commemorative shirt of the International Blue Flag Cancun 2013 and taking the official photograph of the event. Filled with excitement, joy, and satisfaction, all national operator groups posed for the photograph. Then, they shared the enthusiasm with Pronatura staff and so created a new memory. Meanwhile, the joy of the visitors was captured in unforgettable photographs. Afterwards, Sophie Batchett, Malcolm Powell, and Joaquin Diaz began the tour on Playa del Fines, checking and verifying the compliance with the 33 criteria established by Blue Flag. After the activity, the main lecture started, Beach Sanitation and Potential of Mexico for the FEE, which preceded the closing ceremony by Felipe Arreguin, Technical Subdirector of National Water Commission, on behalf of Dr. Kornfeld David, CEO of CONAGUA. In order to complete the activities with the greatness that merited the event, there was a gala dinner, which attendees were able to delight in a delicious dinner in the company of their peers and friends. As in every Mexican celebration, there could not miss the traditional Mexican dances, mainly representative of the state of Yucatan, beautiful and colorful clothes that reflect the joy of Mexico. It became a great celebration, music, dancing, singing, beverages to cheer and enjoy the moment with new friends, and that was it, the last day of activity. But something was missing. Visiting the archaeological site Tulum to know part of the history of the Mayan culture and the remains of the buildings that acknowledge architectural and astronomical knowledge. Later, a relaxation tour on the beach was the last and most anticipated, as something a new grade team had to do. For this, they visited Playa del Carmen, where they had the opportunity to see handcrafts, food, texture of the sand, and all the different shades of blue the sea reflected.
The blue flag beaches in Mexico looks very well, and it seems that they are reaching all the criteria required to get this kind of blue flags, and they are special, giving maybe bringing an added value to the tourism to Mexico, particularly to Cancun. We saw only one beach, but it seems perfect for the new tourism, responsible tourism for Cancun and Mexico in general.
They're really nice. They're very different to the ones we have in Wales. Lots of sand but much better weather than we have.
It's run very well now, and this starts, I think, you told us that you are with 5 pilot beaches, and after that, I know that Natura is a big organization and she can reach the higher standards of the beaches in all the country, and I wish you all the best to reach a high number of the blue flag beaches in the country.
It's a really good program. We've picked up lots of ideas that hopefully we can take back and use in Wales as well. The signs and the prominence of the blue flag is much better than we have, so hopefully we can take some of those ideas and make them work in Wales for us.
Y yo creo que están muy al nivel de las playas bandera azul y que estáis empezando, pero vais a conseguir muchísimas si seguís el mismo nivel que la playa Delfines, que me encantó. Y sé que la coordinación internacional cuando hizo la visita también. Yo creo que al principio, como todo, va lentito, poco a poco, pero llega un momento 3-4 años después que explota. Porque lo ve un ayuntamiento, lo ve un municipio, el de al lado quiere, el de al lado quiere, y al final conseguiréis 300, 400, quién sabe. No sé, conoceros a vosotros, estar con la gente de Pronatura, con la gente de los comités ambientales de las playas, compartir experiencias, todas esas cosas. Sí, para mí es lo más bonito. Bueno, que trabajéis duro, que ya sé que lo estáis haciendo, y que sobre todo no os relajéis. O sea, tenéis que estar siempre como controlando todo, que todo esté perfecto todos los días y que la cosa no se relaje. Si la cosa se relaja, al final cae y es muy difícil de levantar. Muchas gracias. Me gusta mucho México, volveré.
So PASDAM completed the International Blue Flag Encounter, Cancun 2013, which raised new challenges that will be evaluated at the National Operators Meeting 2014 in Greece, that with the efforts, commitment, and professionalism of each of the national operators that are part of the FEE, will strengthen the Blue Flag program for beaches as the most important certification globally. Pronatura in Mexico says goodbye with deep affection, hoping that this meeting has left in all the most pleasant experience, and that every time they think of our country, keep the best memories of dedication and care which they use to implement the Blue Flag certification, Green Key, and eco schools in our country.